on everyone and welcome back. Today I am doing my Q&A video, so I'm going to be answering all the questions that you guys left me on my YouTube and on my Instagram. Before we get started, I want to introduce you guys to my new ball python. This is Medusa. I got her a little over a week ago and she's been adapting just beautifully. As you can tell, she is really outgoing and she's just not shy at all, especially after coming into a new environment not even like a week ago. So I'm just going to jump right on into it. So the first question that was left on my Twitter was from Jessica Fennon, and it is there a specific type of pet or species you don't ever want to own? For me, that will most likely be probably arachnids. I am petrified of spiders and tarantulas. I have held a tarantula twice to try to overcome this fear. It has been slowly subsiding. The more I do go to reptile expos, I do try to handle one every time I go, as I do want to give them a try and not just have a fear of them for no reason, I guess. I've always been afraid of spiders from the beginning. I'd probably say that those are definitely the one species of animal that I won't ever keep, because I don't think I will fully be able to get over a fear of them. Especially small house spiders. I have a enormous fear of them, more so than a actual tarantula themselves. My next question is from Danielle. It is, what is one pet that you wish you could have that isn't any other type of reptile? Another pet that I would keep that isn't a reptile, if I was able to keep it, would be a fennec fox. I think they are absolutely adorable, and every time I see one, I wish I could have one. To me, you know, I don't have the time, nor the space, or the environment for a fennec fox. Nor the experience that is similar to them. But yeah, definitely if I could pick one animal that isn't any other reptile, I would definitely be a fennec fox. I absolutely love them. Next, we have a question from Badgery Doo. It is, what is your favorite meme? That is a good one. I have quite a bit of favorite memes. A lot of my favorites are mostly animal related. There's a few husky ones that I think are absolutely hilarious. I will put a little picture of them somewhere in the screen so you guys can see a few of them. Other than that, there was this really funny lion one that I came across once. And if I'm able to find it, I will definitely post a picture of it somewhere, but I don't think I have a very specific one favorite meme. I honestly enjoy quite a few of them, especially if they are animal related, because I think they are probably the best ones out there. So next is from Dumbo Octopus, and his question is, what is your dream pet? So my dream pet, other than a fennec fox, it would probably be a red panda. They are another favorite animal of mine. They are just the cutest little things, and anytime I go to a zoo, I always make sure I spend at least a half hour just staring at the red pandas. Yeah, that would definitely be my dream pet. Other than something a little bit crazier, then I would probably say a nurse shark, since I'm absolutely obsessed with sharks. Nurse shark being my #1 favorite, and then like bull shark, tiger sharks kind of following behind them. Hammerheads are really cool as well. So yeah, if I can have a nurse shark as a pet and had a big enough space for it, then that would be pretty fantastic. So next I'm going to head over to my Instagram and check out the questions that you guys asked me there. So the first question that I received from you guys was, what was the first pet or animal you ever cared for properly? So the first pet that I had that I cared for properly was my first dog. Her name was Angel. She was a rescue from a shelter over nearby from me. She was a Rottie Shepherd mix, and she was just absolutely adorable. She was extremely camera shy, so I don't know if I don't really have a lot of pictures of her, but I will find one of me and her, and I will post it on the side here so you guys can see what she looked like. But she was the first dog that I had. I did have a miniature collie when I was just born, but she unfortunately passed away when right before I turned 1, so I don't really remember her too well. So I would definitely say that the first dog, an animal that I cared for properly, was my first dog, Angel. She was with me from first grade all the way until my first year of college, so I had her for 13 years I had her for. And she just recently passed away on me a couple of years ago. And that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever went through, because she was my absolute best friend. She was the best dog ever. She was just so sweet, and unfortunately she was just so scared, which is why I fell in love with her at the shelter. She was just hiding in the corner of her crate, and it just broke my heart, and I just knew from that moment on, like, I needed her and I needed to be there for her. She was just, yeah, it was love at first sight when I saw her. She was my best friend from the beginning. Next question that you guys left me was, what's the worst mistake you have made as a pet keeper, and what is your biggest success, or what are you most proud of? My worst mistake, I would say, when I first started getting into reptiles was probably early middle school. So the first couple reptiles that I started off with were anoles, and unfortunately back when I started keeping them, it was like the early 2000s. So, you know, looking stuff up on the internet really wasn't that easy. I don't even think we had a computer, or I didn't have a computer at that time at least, to really do full out research. So everything that I knew came from the pet stores that I got them from. And looking back at it now, I definitely wouldn't have recommended my parents letting me have them as pets then, because I probably didn't give them the right temperatures or the right humidity that they might have needed based on the information that was given to us back then. So I would definitely say that was probably one of the worst mistakes as being a reptile owner. One thing that I'm most proud of, or my one success as being a reptile keeper, was learning from all of those past mistakes as a child and making sure that anytime I do bring a new pet into this house, that I am doing all the research possible to make sure that I have everything set up and ready for them when they come in here. So not only are they going to be cared for properly, but they are going to have the best life possible. I don't know if you guys can see, but right back here is my reptile rack. This little cage back here is actually not that little. It is a big cage. That is Medusa's tank, which I just recently upgraded for her. She was in a 20-gallon, but I wasn't too happy with that, and I really fell in love with this tank here. So I ended up moving her over to this one. And then right above her, this is Cheese's tank. He's hanging out up here. I don't know if you guys follow me on any of my social medias or not, but as you guys, some of you may know, Cheese hasn't been feeling too well. I did bring him to the vet, and they are treating him for a broad spectrum and bacteria. So he has been given shots, and he is being looked after right now. But he is doing fairly well, I'd say. I definitely see a big improvement in him, and he should be just fine. But I will definitely do a tour of like my reptile rack in the future. My biggest success is probably where I am at right now with my reptiles, knowing that they have everything that they need. Always make sure that they have enough space for them. Like I won't bring another reptile into this house if that means me giving them the minimum requirement in tank size. If I'm going to bring something home, I'm going to make sure that I can provide them with the biggest or the maximum tank size that they require, something that they can grow into or grow into comfortably. So I would definitely say that is my biggest success, is everything that I have learned through research and even some schooling throughout college, some classes that I've taken. And that helps me to become a better pet parent. Do you want to see who's next? Do you want to say hi to everybody? She is just absolutely amazing. The next question that you guys left me was, what is your favorite animal? So I know you guys asked me what my dream pet would be, or what was one pet that I would like to keep, but my absolute number one favorite animal in the world is nurse sharks. I just have such a huge passion for sharks, especially nurse sharks in general. There's just something about them that I'm very drawn to. To me, they are absolutely amazing, which is the reason why I did get a nurse shark tattoo on my arm. I really would like to go and study sharks as a full-time career for me. And that would be just absolutely amazing to be able to study them and learn more and be able to teach the world more information about sharks and their breeding habits and where they go to pup and everything like that. Because for some species like the great white, we really don't know where they go or where their pupping grounds are. So there is a lot of mysterious stuff about these animals that is yet to be learned, and there's just so many new species that we do discover every year. So being able to be a part of that would be absolutely amazing. So the next question you guys left me was, what was the first reptile that I had? So besides the anoles, like I brought up before, the first real reptile that I cared for properly would be my first bearded dragon. His name was Spike. I got him in middle school, I'd probably say around 7th grade, 8th grade, and had him up until college. My nephew fell in love with him and asked if he could start caring for him. And that kind of got my nephew into reptiles. So I was letting him house Spike for a while, and that was quite amazing. The first ball python that I had, her name was Tiny, and she was actually given to me by my fiance, which is how we ended up, that's how we started talking. We met one night through mutual friends, and we started talking about like our jobs, and he mentioned where he was working, and then we started talking about reptiles, and he was mentioning how he had a snake, and I was saying how I've always wanted one and I've been looking to get a ball python, so he offered me his as a way to kind of get to hang out with me and to start talking to me, and that's how that ball started rolling. So I will post a picture of her as well up in the corner. She was literally just like her. She had a beautiful temperament and she was just amazing. She also had the perfect, almost a perfect image of a skull on her side. Her patterns were just immaculate. She was a normal ball python as well. Is the reason I fell in love with ball pythons. It really is. And then after that, I had a few more. Unfortunately, one that I did have was just super, super aggressive. And I don't really know why. When we brought him home, it kind of, I guess maybe the change in environment happened. And he just wasn't friendly. He did not like to be held. If you walked near the cage, he would strike the glass. So I did have to find him a more experienced owner that would be able to take care of him properly, because feeding him would be really hard sometimes because we wouldn't even be able to open up the tank without him trying to escape or attack. And I really wish I would have had the experience to try to work with him and to understand it more. But at that time I just did not. Even I'd say now, I probably wouldn't have that type of experience to really handle a really aggressive snake. But over time I would definitely like to learn how to do that. Because knowledge is power. The more you know, the better, the easier things are for yourself. So next question is, how many reptiles do I have? So I'd say, I think I have, let's see, if this is part of my rack, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reptiles right now? 11. I have 11 reptiles right now. And then I have 2 mice and I have 2 puppies. They're not puppies, they're dogs, but to me they will always be puppies. I did post a All My Pets video, so if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you go take a look down below and you can see that video there. So that is all the questions that you guys have given me. If there is something that maybe you didn't realize that I was doing a Q&A video and you would really like to hear from me and maybe I didn't mention it already, definitely leave it in the comment section below and I will reply back to you. Also let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see in the future. I definitely want to do a ball python care video. I will do it on this little girl here, Medusa. She will be the star of yet again another video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm sorry that I am posting it super late, but everything that has been going on with Cheese, I just needed to make him my top priority. So thank you guys for understanding, and I will see you guys next week. Say bye!
I do it for the love, yes I do. So you don't care about the money, well yes it's true. And I'm so blessed to be fulfilling my destiny. All material things could mean less to me.